Hello there, guys. Good evening. Welcome to the Gooner Booth. I'm just going to add Tony to the stage as well because he's live at the Emirates. Hello, Tone. Can you hear me, mate?
Evening.
Look at him
You
and his
hear me?
bob out, mate. He's ready.
Fucking freezing, boys.
Oh yeah,
I can
yeah, it's a
imagine,
bit
but I
hot.
oh,
mean, that game today was worth it, wasn't it, Tone?
what's the game? We were shit first half, but that second half, what the fuck happened? I lost no Arteta said to them. As you can hear, I've got no voice. But what's the
Yeah.
game? What's the game?
You know what, mate? I personally think it could have been the hairdryer treatment. That first half was shocking. I was disgusted. I almost just turned my TV off and said it's time for bed. But I didn't because when it comes to the Arsenal, I want to watch it. And that was phenomenal. I say we had a quality save at the end. I still don't like. I like the clean sheet, but I knew that Villa would have something still. But the game was gone by the time they put that goal in anyway, and it was phenomenal, wasn't it, boys?
Quality performance. I was well chuffed for us. We needed the goals, we needed the performance, we needed the result, and we got all three today, basically. Yeah, they
Mm.
got a consolation goal, but yeah, no, that was well earned. That was nice. That was.
Listen, he's an Arsenal boy. It's Ollie Watkins' birthday, so because we're very charitable, Arsenal given him a goal. So happy birthday, Ollie Watkins! Take it back. It's 4-1 to the Arsenal, but you can have that goal. So, what is the atmosphere like there, Tone? What is your sort of like takeaway? I mean, I know obviously the
You,
first half
you
wouldn't
know,
have been
you know
fantastic,
what?
but
I called it yesterday, didn't I? I called Martinez would frustrate. He did. Took him about an hour to take a goal kick. He done all the
yeah,
stuff we knew he would do. The ref didn't help either. He went out of his way to make sure. I feel like in the first half he sort of accommodated
definitely the first
Villa.
half. Yeah,
He kept slowing the game down. It was silly free kicks. Um, we yeah we didn't get going. I think we played into that a little bit, and we've got a little bit lethargic. Um,
yeah,
yeah, we moved the ball slow. We went back into our shells a little bit. I think we played the occasion in the first half,
yeah.
and yeah, I think atmosphere wise though. Shout out to all the fans here today. It was unreal. Atmosphere was brilliant. I was in the upper tier, and at the Emirates, like this season, the last season, I've noticed that upper tier used to be the quiet. It's actually loud around the whole stadium, and these are the sort of games where everyone was up for it, but there was still the anxiety. The first 20 minutes, I think there's a little bit of anxiety kicking in. We didn't get going,
No.
and you can tell that everyone was getting a little bit. There was a lot of um, there was a few moments where I think Gyökeres, I've noticed now that there's a lot of criticism going towards him now. A lot of supporters are getting a bit fed up with him. I noticed that today, and there's actually a few little arguments around me about him.
Yeah,
There was a few where he sort of he had that header, and it was like, oh, he should score that. He should score that. And the bloke's going, look, come on, give the guy a break. Is that nice fucking shit? It just all
mm.
started kicking off behind me.
Bloody
I was
hell.
like, he's dividing supporters now a little bit. The question I've got for you lads, right? The fact that Jesus comes on and scores, is that
Oh,
you're on the bench now? Is that his first team appearance is over for the season with Havertz back as
Um,
well?
well, I mean, we've got the cup games going, Tone. I think as well, as much as obviously he divides opinion, he had intelligent movement in that box to create one of the chances. And again, you have to go. Heading isn't Gyökeres' sort of like strong point. Whether he puts that ball in the back of the net, maybe not, because as I say, Jesus is coming on against fresh legs, and he's done his job. For me, there were moments again which there were certain situations where I thought, right, there's something to work with there, Tone. It's
Yeah,
frustrating. He has his
yeah,
but there is still something to work there with him. I think as well that I think Mikel, I'll take Mikel's judgment on this, and I think Mikel will still start him against Bournemouth. And I think moments like that, where Jesus comes on, bends that ball into the corner, will only re-emphasise the fact that we have phenomenal squad depth. To see Benny White come on again after thinking, Jesus Christ, he's out again. I love that. I love that as well. Noni only got 10 minutes or so and whatever, but we've got the depth is ridiculous, Tone. So
yeah.
listen, you might have a moment where you think, you know, we could start Havertz, we could start Jesus. But listen, I still think Gyökeres will have a part to play. And I still think that guy will still score goals come the end of the season, Tone. Whether it be 15, 20 goals, that might be a stretch at 20. I still think this guy can score goals. But listen, when you got a guy like that Jesus, sorry, to come off the bench and bend
Yeah.
one in like that. I'm happy for him, by the way, because as Dave will attest, my dad will attest, sometimes Jesus' finishing leaves a lot to be desired, but I'm happy he got that goal. And as I said in
What a
previous
goal as well.
videos,
What a goal.
great goal. And what I said in previous videos with Jesus is I want to see him finish his project. I want to see him lift silverware with the Arsenal, and we go to him, Gabby, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then you go, and if you've got a Julio Alvarez in the summer, but I think for me personally, he's had injury problems. I think he can make it. Again, Dave, what is your take? Would you agree with that, matey? Would you agree? Would you still sort of like go with Gyökeres? I think that was a great finish from Jesus. I was absolutely chuffed for the geezer, personally. Absolutely chuffed for him.
Yeah, no, I would. I'd stay with Gyökeres again, even though he was still a little bit blunt. Slightly better today. I think if he keeps just making slight improvements, we've just got to run him out to the end of the season, boys, and see where it takes us. And having little cameos off of Jesus and Havertz maybe in a couple of weeks. Another guy I want to mention is Odegaard. I thought had a very good game again.
Fantastic. Yeah, he was
Very
fantastic.
good game for Odegaard. Maybe not so good in the first half. Yeah, maybe second half he was more, because it opened up a little bit more, didn't he? I thought our midfield got run through a little bit too easy in the first half.
Yeah, I noticed that in the first half.
They did break on us at the first, but other than that, Raya makes an unbelievable save, and then he drops a little bit of a boo-boo because he lets the ball go through his legs for the goal. But at the end of the day, we ain't going to slaughter him, because the save that he makes is unbelievable. You know, the ball yeah.
He does everything to surprise you every game, and he always does something to surprise you. He's
I mean, exactly. One player as well, and I want your boys' opinion. For me, I was for you, Tone, different in the stadium, because obviously when boys are watching it, you're watching it from a set. You've got different angles. We've got proper angles from every camera imaginable on Sky Sports. Moreno was extremely lucky to still be on that pitch, and I thought he was a silly boy. He grabbed Rodgers' tongue, and that could have been a second bookable offence. And listen, I'm not going to be bashing Moreno, because we've made this point perfectly clear, and I don't think many people will disagree, and you boys as well, let me know if you do, that I think Moreno, as I say, he's a clutch player, he's a final third player. Left eight, he leaves a lot to be desired. And that was a silly moment that could have ruined that game for us. We were very lucky the ref felt leniency towards us, because he could have a second yellow. So I think that's a silly boy. And I think, obviously, I was screaming for him to go off after that. I thought, right, he's got to go. Get him off Mikel, because, this boy's he's a phenomenal clutch player. He's come up trumps for us. But he could have ruined that game for us tonight, boys.
On Moreno, Wayne, while we're on that subject, right? Someone I was sitting next to in the game, and big up to him, he was a legend who I sat next to. He went to me, he said, Moreno is our best technical player. What's your thoughts on that?
No.
Sorry, Tone, I was just reading the question. Please say again, dude. Sorry, I apologise.
So this guy said that Moreno is our best technical player.
No, I wouldn't agree with that.
I was a bit. That's a bit of a statement. I don't think I would either.
What I would say
interesting.
Is his positional ability in terms of the transitional play and defending is poor. His ability to turn away from players is fantastic at times. It's his ability to get back in position that Declan Rice does that means for me that he's not quite that player to cover that. But yeah, listen, we're not bashing Moreno. I just saying I was a bit disappointed. I thought he was a silly boy and a very lucky boy. Again, as let me get this. As Jazz for Pandy. Now I've got a few beers and a wine, so again, thank you for joining, my friend. Basically, who is your man of the match? I want to give this to you, Tone, and again, I want to give you a chance as well, Dave. We'll get Tony what Tony thinks, and Dave, please. You'll have it seconds, mate, my friend. Because Tony was there, Tone. This is the question, my friend. So who is your man of the match? For me, it was Odegaard, but I can be biased because he's my favourite player. Who do you think was your man of the match, Tone, watching it live, mate?
I think it was Big Gabs for me. I think he comes back into that team, does an absolute job for us, and he got us going in the second half. When I'm at the ground, I look, because I'm in the upper tier, so I can see tactics and that stuff. It's actually quite a good seat in the Emirates, right? But I was watching Gav most of the game, and he actually gets the best out of Saliba as well. And that aggression, do you know that aggression that we have? Right, the first half, they was running through us. They weren't doing that second half because Gabs didn't let them. He didn't let our midfield switch off. If you watched him, he didn't let anyone switch off. And that's why he come off in him, because he was absolutely knackered. Right? He got the goal for us.
I think it's just cramp.
Yeah. Yeah, he got the goal for us. And Joe, what? He is literally, I'd say he's our most influential defender and player on that pitch. If Declan Rice isn't there, he stepped into that role today. And for me, I think that second half doesn't happen if he's not on that pitch.
Yeah.
No.
What do you think, Dave? Who's your man of the match, mate?
No, for me, I think Gabriel was my man of the match as well. Closely followed by Odegaard, to be honest with you. But
definitely.
I do agree with Tone 100% on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, listen, you know what? I can sit here and wax Liverpool all day. I love Big Gabs. And the reason why I love Big Gabs is because the moment he joined this football club, you could see there was a player there. You could just see he was naive. And I've also alluded to it with Nkapie in terms of when he comes on at centre half. That I think that Nkapie can develop his game as a centre back, a marauding left back, which he played today. And I think obviously with Calafiori, he can dovetail well, and that's why I said MLS can be in the midfield. But Big Gabs for me comes back, and you think to yourself, look what happens. Obviously, he comes off the pitch.
Team.
We do concede. We don't concede that goal with Big Gabs on the pitch, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He had to go off because he's had to play 75 minutes at high intensity, just come back. He is vitally important with the likes of Declan Rice. And as many as we kind of want to, as me and Tony have said in previous videos months back with Odegaard, is that we do not dislike the player. We will never dislike the player. We want him to get back to the levels that we know he can. And again tonight, first half we were poor, but in fairness, other than Big Gabs and maybe a bit of Trossard in certain situations, it was a poor overall team performance. He got him back in the second half, and we battered Villa. Villa. Odegaard come to it, and we were just in. We love Odegaard on this channel. We just want him to return to that form, and we're asking the question: Can he be that way? And tonight, again, it's a captain's performance. He's keeping Eza out of the team, who's a personal favourite of mine prior to even being an Arsenal player. So I think it's depth that you've got a player like Odegaard doing it. And again, as I say, you got players. Trossard's goal, it looked like it weren't going to be a goal, and it was a goal. I mean, listen,
what a goal that was, by the way.
It was a fantastic finish, and they took their time, got the correct decision, VAR, and you have to applaud them for that, because we've had it go against us, boys. But I think, look, that was a phenomenal performance. The fact that Villa got a goal really flatters them, in my opinion, because we had their number. They were just time wasting. They were not there to play football. They were there to frustrate. And we come out in that second half like a team possessed. And listen, we can do that to any team on our day, And I was impressed with it. Yeah, definitely.
Zubamendi's goal was nice. Odegaard's pass for Zubamendi was nice. I know you're basically picking out all the goals, but yeah, Odegaard's pass for Zubamendi was a real nice pass.
Yeah.
That's what we've seen from Odegaard.
One of the best goals I've seen for a while, Dave. I love them goals. I love that ball through, player against the keeper, and have a look at what Zubamendi does. This guy is a number 6, a controller, a dictator. And this guy just flicks it around the kind of, as he's coming out Martinez, he flicks it around. And just have a look again, guys. It's a very, very clever finish.
He flicks it over his leg, doesn't he?
He flicks it over his leg into the far corner. Fantastic goal. He's a brilliant. I love. He's vitally important as well as Rice. I've said it before that we have to keep them two fit. They will be vital as well as like a Big Gabs like Saliba. They are vital for the core of our team. And again, thank you again. As Java Pandy, I'll get you back on there, my friend. You have to bear with me. It takes a bit of time because I'm working off of an iPhone. Tony's at the stadium and he's normally the admin for these videos. So if I pass it to you boys again, so he's gone. One thing that Real Sociedad midfield has won 5 out of 5 games starting together with an aggregate of 14-2. So listen, we can argue about Moreno, but they have won. My thing is, and thanks again for the comment, my friend. My thing, boys, and I'll pass it on. Again, I just think at times it does work, and they do win. We've won games with them. I just think sometimes a friend of ours on our chat, which Dave, I'll chuck to you. I think sometimes Moreno is a bit more adventurous than Rice in the sense of the fact that he can get up the top. I don't think he's got the engine that Rice has to go up and down that midfield in terms. And there was several holes in that first half
Yeah.
They absolutely.
I was just
split
going to
us
say,
apart.
them breaks that they had on goal, that doesn't happen with Rice in the team because he covers that
It
ground.
doesn't. Rice cuts them out, Tone.
Yeah.
Second to none.
We missed it. We missed Rice today in that first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the second half, I think we played high up the pitch. For some reason, there's a nous for us to drop back in. Right. And as that first half went on, we sat a bit deeper. And I was like,
We did.
why are we sitting deep? You know, you know what? Someone actually said to me in the stadium's like, we're supposed to be the home team here. And when you look at the first half, we didn't play like the home team.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, another thing, as I say, it's a question we have to look at currently with Trossard being in good form, Eza not getting on the pitch. Wanyeri wasn't even included because Havertz was there. I think that's going to be a loan deal, boys. Personally, I think I love Wanyeri. I'd like a recall in terms of the fact that if we get a bad kind of set of injuries, Wanyeri's too good to not be playing football, boys. Obviously, Tone, we've alluded to it in terms of the Bournemouth loan. The bench today, without Rice, without Mosquera being fit, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And someone said as well, and I think obviously it's going to be a chat that we can talk about later on in other videos, is what's the bench going to be when everyone's fit? Does Benny White get on the bench? Does Mosquera get on the bench? Does Norgard get on the bench?
Some big players going to miss out each game, aren't they?
Some players are going to miss out. And Martinelli didn't get on and Eza didn't get on today. I mean, we didn't need them, but they didn't get on. And as I said previous, I'm glad Noni, because I still think, you've got to keep these players a little bit of minutes, and Bournemouth as well, I think will be a game we'll discuss, obviously, nearer to the time. But listen, boys, fantastic performance. We'll make it if you want to, Tart. As I say, if there's anything you'd like to add, my friend, I know it's cut cold out there and you've got to get yourself home. So I want to leave it with you, mate. We'll make it a nice short and sweet one, guys, because Tony's out in the cold. Tone, can you leave us your final thoughts on the game, mate? And we'll crack on and we'll sort of end the screen. But what is your overall kind of takeaway from tonight, mate?
Do you know what? First half, we were rubbish. There wasn't a player on the pitch that was worthy of a mention, in my opinion. I think we was that bad. Second half, a completely different team. We blew them away. Right? Everything we've been asking for this season. And they couldn't live with us. Now, the one thing that I would say is, what a marker to put down. Now Man City have to go to Sunderland on New Year's Day, right? And they've got to go and get a result. We've done our jobs now. That's all we wanted. We wanted to do our job, blow Aston Villa away, which we did in the second half.
Right.
Take that form into the next batch of fixtures now. We've got a heavy load of fixtures. Bournemouth away. We've got Liverpool at home in that batch. Or at Portsmouth in the FA Cup. That's a chance to invest the whole team. But I think it set a marker tonight. And that's something we haven't done in a good few months. Right. And this time last season, would we have dropped points tonight? Would we have folded under the pressure? Tonight, do you know what? It goes to show that we've got Arteta pretty, given the hairdryer treatment, as you said. Also, I think there's some big characters in the squad now that actually generally want to win, right? And there's no room for failure. There's no room for failure. And you literally, on the pitch, you do see it. Now, there's moments in the game where I think someone misplaced a pass. And literally, he knew about it. He fucking knew about it. I think it was Jokeres. He misplaced a pass, but Odegaard got him back on. He was like, no, come on. Get back on. That guy has got no confidence whatsoever.
No.
He looks like a little lost puppy. And I feel like he's going to be dropped. I really do. And I think maybe he needs to be. I think he needs to refresh. He needs a bit of a refresher. But my thoughts, guys, I'm happy. I'm buzzing, right? First half, I weren't entirely happy. Everyone around me weren't happy. And I think there was a little bit of anxiety, a bit of worry going, oh, fuck's sake, because I always thought that if we didn't bury them early enough, we would probably struggle. But I was wrong, and I'm glad I'm wrong. There's a lot of people that were doubting us tonight. They thought we would lose or drop points. So I'll be happily listening to TalkSport tonight and seeing all these absolute muppets actually eat their words. Hold that. That's for you to wait in the stream, Wayne. Jamie O'Hara, hold that.
Jamie O'Hara. And anything else to add to that, Dave?
No, I echo everything Tony said. All I add is what as we say, what a great way to end the year. Top of the league.
Yes.
Come on, you Gunners. We're going to win the league. Come on, the boys.
Yes.
Listen, it's been absolutely fantastic. To wrap it up, guys, again, a jazz for Pandy. We appreciate the comments, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We've had several live viewers, and listen, Happy New Year to everyone watching. Happy New Year to you, boys.
You too, mate.
Carry on. Listen,
And everyone watching.
2026.
And to you, Tom.
Let's hope it's going to be a bloody good one, boys. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But
It will be. Well,
that was a marker today.
Top of the league.
Top of the league.
Sunderland, you know what to do. The Arsenal, top of the league. And listen, we carry on. 2026, here we come. Come on, you Gunners. Boys.
Come on, you Gunners.
Have a good one, Tone. Safe trip home, Dave. All the best. And all the viewers, thanks for tuning in. Come join us for the preview for the Bournemouth game. Thank you very much. Come on, you Gunners. Have a good evening,
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.